Hello, good evening. So today we are going to be walking through a beautiful little math problem number 65, and it reads, in 1997 the population of a small town was 700. If the annual rate of increase is about 0.8%, which value below expresses the population 5 years later? Alright, so there are three things, count them, three things that you really want to write down from this problem. That is 700 is your starting population, 0.8% is your growth, and note that that is indeed growth, and the amount of time that we're actually going through, which is 5 years. So that's 700, 0.8%, and 5. So essentially what this is an exponential problem where, pardon the shaking, where the formula for that is y equals ab to the x. Now within this problem, y will be our answer, it'll be our ending population. Hope you guys can read my handwriting. A is your starting population, and B is your base multiple, or basic growth. Base multiple. And finally, X will be our length of time in this case. And that is just, or on like a graph, like, XY plotting it, that would be your X value being that, So basically, Y will be our answer. A is the 700 equals A, 0.8 kind of equals B, but note first off is that this is growth. Now I'm going to go in a bit more about this right now actually. So something to note about percentages is if you multiplied this actually by that right now, it would be decreasing. So what you want to do to make it growth is essentially just, well, first off I'm just going to make it into a decimal, so that's like 0.008. Essentially what you want to do is just add 1. So that's essentially 100.8% or 1.008. Now what that 1 does is makes it so we're not actually decreasing, but we're actually keeping the whole value plus some, because we're growing. Alright, so again, that's your base multiple, and 5 is the amount of time, so this is the number that we're going to be plugging into A. Not that one. That one is no good. That would be, like, say they said the population was decreasing. Sure, we could use that, but no, we're growing this time. We are growing, baby. So, what we are doing right now is just going to continue to plug in these numbers. So our starting value is 700, which is A, 700, starting population, times 1.008, which is A. Oh wait, sorry, B. My bad, guys. Now there's one last part of this, and that is X. And in this case it's pretty darn simple, because they made this annual growth, and that is 5 years, so annual year things, so that's just to the 5th. Now, essentially, this is our answer because it doesn't actually ask for the final thing. So, I don't know if you guys can read this, but there are 4 answers. I'm not sure what the heck the top 2 are doing. They're a bit crazy. So, but I do know what they were kind of doing here. And that mistake there is, if you can read it, it says the answer C is 700 with the little parenthesis things, and then 0.008 to the 5th, and, oops, my parentheses all wrong. Well, I guess that's essentially the same, actually, but, you know. 1 point. So instead of being a growth, this one, which says 0.008, is instead a decrease in growth. So that would be noting decrease in growth instead of increase. The other top two, I'm just not quite sure what those crazy people were doing, but, you know.